Hey guys, Tara here from Recovering Book Hoarder, and today we are going to do my TBR for the month of July. Can you guys believe it's July already? It's like unreal to me. All right, so listen, my TBRs have been absolutely ridiculous the last several months, and there's some other things I want to do outside of reading, like some crafting and things like that. Some of my goals I had set for myself for this year that I haven't been able to work on because all my time is spent reading. So I am going to forego some of the reading, like the reading challenges I have been doing. So I have been doing the Unread Shelf Challenge, the Buzzword Challenge, and the Read Your Bookshelf Challenge. And so I am going to stop those because I have to make a cut somewhere. I need to get my TBR down to 12 to 13 books max. The last several months it's been like 18, and it's too much. Like, I'm doing it, I'm reading them, but I have time to do nothing else. So we're going to change that this month. So we are going to do we're still going to do the 6 rolls for my Recovering Book Hoarders Game of Reading TBR game. And then we're going to spin my wheels, and I am still going to participate in Krista at Books and Jams and April at Getting Hooked with It. I'm definitely going to be doing their book picks for this month because they're both books that were on my TBR that won this time, and I'm pretty excited about. So, all right, let's go ahead and get started and see what we get for roll number 1. Okay, so last month we ended over here on a reading prompt. So let's see what we get for roll number 1. First roll, we got an 18. Okay, and for that, we got a reread. All right, let's see here. We are going to reread The Natty Professor. All right, for roll number 1, we landed on a reread space. And for that, we are going to be rereading the book The Natty Professor by Tim Gunn. I absolutely adore Tim Gunn. I want him to be my best friend. I think that he just seems like such an amazing person. And I've read all of his books. His books are absolutely wonderful. And I feel like I'm hanging out with him when I read them. So I've been wanting to do some rereads of his stuff, and this month we are going to get started with that. Roll number 2. A 9. Genre or category, which is this one right here. Classic. Okay, for roll number 2, we got a genre or category, and for that, it was classic. So we are going to read East of Eden by John Steinbeck, and this is also on my 21 books in 2021 list. So 2 birds with 1 stone. I love it. Let's see what we get next. Roll number 3. Another 18. Is a readathon prompt. A book written by an author of a different race than you, which is from the Newt 2020 readathon. Right, for our third roll, we got a readathon prompt, and for that one, it was from the Newt's 2020 readathon, and it is a book written by an author of a different race than you. And for this one, we are going to read my most anticipated release from the month of June, and that is Ace of Spades by Farida. Oh God, I'm going to butcher this. Abike Ayamide? That's how you say it there, how you spell it. And this just sounded so good. This has been on my wish list for over a year. And I'm so happy that it's finally out and I finally have it. So I am very much looking forward to reading this, and here is a picture of the author right there. All right, next roll. Roll number 4 is an 8. Ooh, TBR jar, which is this box here. The Unaccompanied. Our next one, we landed on the TBR jar, and for that we got The Unaccompanied, which is a book of poetry by Simon Armitage, I believe is how you say that. And this is just a short little poetry book. This year, one of the things I really wanted to do was get back into poetry, because I used to love poetry and it had been so long since I read it. So I have read a few books of poetry this year, and this is going to add to that number. Roll number 5, a 12, buzzword, that's up here. Our buzzword is words. All right, for our 5th roll, we landed on a buzzword, and for that, the word was words. So for that prompt, we are going to read One Perfect Word by Debbie McComber. And Debbie is primarily a fiction writer. However, she did come out with this nonfiction Christian book, and I am interested to see what a book of nonfiction looks like from her. All right, our final roll. It's a 4. Specific author. Kate Morton. And roll number 6, our last roll for the game this month, was a specific author. For that, we landed on Kate Morton, and this is actually going to finish out my reading of everything that Kate Morton has had released thus far, unless something released recently that I was unaware of, and that is The Lake House. So I really enjoy Kate Morton books. I love the atmosphere. They're usually very intriguing, and I am sure I'm going to enjoy this one as much as I have enjoyed all of the rest. All right, moving on to our wheels. First, let's spin the 21 and 2021 wheel. We only need to spin this one time instead of 2 because I already worked one of those in to the game, which was East of Eden. So let's see what we get for our second book of the 20 and 2021 challenge. All right, guys, for this one, it is a chunker. This is the Harry Potter Page to Screen Complete Filmmaking Journey, the updated edition. And this is absolutely gigantic. My friend Christiane got this for me 3 Christmases ago, I think. Several Christmases ago. It's 539 pages, and it's like giant. Like, here's my head. This is how much bigger the book is than my head. How much wider it is than my head. And it is so heavy. But I've been looking forward to reading it forever. And the pictures in here are just amazing. And I love everything behind the scenes from all of my favorite things. So I'm excited to finally read it. All right, let's see what we get for 5-star prediction. All right, for our 5-star prediction, we got Cold Case Christianity by J. Warner Wallace. And this book is written by an atheist turned Christian, and he turned to Christianity after deciding he wanted to look at the Gospels in the same manner that he would look at a homicide case, because he is a homicide detective. Let me just read you guys the back. So for the first 35 years of his life, J. Warner Wallace was a devout atheist. After all, how can you believe a claim made about an event in the distant past for which there is little forensic evidence? Then Wallace realized something. Christianity was a lot like the cold cases he solved as a homicide detective. Cold cases that turned out to have enough evidence, eyewitnesses, and records to solve. When Wallace applied his skills as an expert detective to the assertions of the New Testament, he came to a startling realization. The case for Christianity was as convincing as any case he'd ever worked as a detective. So this would fall under like apologetics. All right, last wheel. Let's spin the wheel of all the birthday gifts I got. All right, the birthday gift I am reading this month is The Landscapes of Anne of Green Gables by Catherine Reed. And this is all of the scenery from Prince Edward Island, which is where Anne of Green Gables takes place. And it just looks absolutely beautiful. Anne of Green Gables is one of those books that you can so easily picture everything is described. But I really am like excited to see the places she was talking about in those books and actual pictures. So, all right, that was the last for more wheels. What I am reading for book clubs this month, for Krista's book club over at Books and Jams, we are reading People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. Emily Henry wrote Beach Reads, which I really, really enjoyed and just thought was so funny. I laughed out loud so many times. And I am hoping that this is going to be just as good. I've heard it's not, but we'll see. I reserve my opinion. Then for April's book club over at Getting Hugga With It, the book is pre-ordered. It is not here yet. It should be here, I think, this week coming up, and that is Survive the Night by Riley Sager, and it's his newest release. I really have enjoyed every Riley Sager book I have read, so I'm really looking forward to reading this one. And then last but not least, for this TBR, this doesn't fit into anything. I just really, really want to read it. So I heard Amy talk about this one, who I will link below. She did a review on this book and just, it made it sound so, so good. And it's one of my favorite tropes, which is a circus trope. So we are going to read The Circus of Stolen Dreams by Lorelei Severin. And this is a middle grade book that I am really, really excited to read, and Amy made me do it. So that is my much more reasonable TBR for July. What are you guys reading? Have you read any of these books? Do you plan on reading any of these books? I would love to hear. I love interacting with everyone down in the comments. If you want to see more from me, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to find and connect with me in other places, everywhere you can find me on the interwebs is down in the description box. I hope you guys have a wonderful July reading month. Bye.